Hi, my name is Maceo Lewis. Welcome to ML Sports Talk. Hit the subscribe button so you can see more commentary on sports. Today I'm going to talk about this Aces Fever game. I'm in Vegas right now. I recently came from T-Mobile where I saw the game live. I was behind one of the baskets, and wow, was this a fun game. It felt like this was like a playoff type atmosphere. And there was so many, I mean, I'm sure you know this, but there were so many Caitlin Clark jerseys walking to the stadium, inside the stadium. When I sat down, there was people with Fever jerseys to the left, to the right, front and back. So many Fever fans there. All the eyes in the building were glued on Caitlin Clark. Before tip off, I was paying attention to how the players were going to react to her. So I did this last week. I watched how the players reacted to Paige Beckers and a lot of hand slaps, but then Chelsea Gray gave her a big hug. I think there might have been another player that gave Paige Beckers a big hug. When I saw the players interact with Caitlin Clark, I mean, they gave her a hand slap. It's not like they totally walked by her and dissed her or anything. But you see, like, when the players go around, there's Chelsea Gray gives Hole a big hug. So, like, that's an interesting observation. So, I'm not trying to say anything about it, but I'm just letting you know what I saw. And I actually caught that on camera. It's on my TikTok and on this channel as well. But the fans were cheering for Clark when she was shooting free throws. Obviously, it was the Fever fans, but the point is there's so many Fever fans that when Caitlin Clark was made a play or was at the free throw line, you could hear more cheers than boos. So yeah, she definitely has an it factor. She's definitely a draw. The game was obviously live on ESPN. My understanding is that it was a sold out crowd, and it certainly felt like it. I did see some empty seats, but I mean that could have been people going up to get use the restroom or getting some food. But yeah, it definitely felt like a crowd, a sold out crowd there. And like I said, it definitely felt like a playoff atmosphere. So my thoughts on Clark. Look, this is why I came to the game. This is a Sunday. I gotta go to work tomorrow, but I'm gonna somehow make it because I wanted to see Caitlin Clark play. And she didn't have a very good offensive game. She didn't. It's not like she scored over 30 and three quarters like she did against the Liberty. So not very good offensively. She had 19 points. She was 7 for 20. She was 1 for 10 for three. I mean, that 1 3 she made over Asia Wilson. That was about it. But her real offensive game here was her assists. She got the ball to her teammates, especially in the first half. She was really effective in finding the open player. I saw Leah Boston getting a lot of her points from assists from Caitlin Clark. So overall in the game, she had a double double, 19 points, 10 assists, but she had 8 turnovers. And I remember there were two specifically in the fourth quarter where I believe it was Jackie Young. She forced a turnover, and I believe Chelsea Gray forced another turnover as well. And I specifically remember Asia Wilson forcing at least one turnover on Caitlin Clark too. So I mean, she had a bad offensive game. I mean, look, it's great to have 10 assists, but when you're losing possessions, 8 of them on turnovers, that almost balances out. So, but like I said, she got the ball out to Leah Boston. Like, look, Caitlin Clark isn't much of a defender. I was looking at her on defense. She would like try to get her hand in players' faces and stuff, and she had like a couple of steals. She had one at the end of the game where she stole it and scored. But overall, she's not much of a defender. She's not known for that, and I didn't see much defense from her in this game. The Aces, they were able to score a lot on her. They were able to get a lot of jump shots, and when Chelsea Gray and these players are hot, there's not much that Caitlin Clark can do about that. Several aces guard her. I know that a lot of them that were guarding her. Mostly it was Jude Lloyd, but Young was guarding her. Wilson guarded her at certain points. Gray, Nye, Evans. That's just to name a few. But yeah, she got her team. Like overall, she got her teammates the ball. She made some amazing passes, so those were some great things to watch. I'm sitting there oohing and ahhing when she's getting guarded by Asia Wilson. She's finding the open lane to pass it to Boston, and Boston scores. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. This is just amazing, artistic to watch. But she had an underwhelming scoring game. She was only the third leading scorer on her team. Boston scored mostly in the first half, and then Mitchell was trying to keep it close for the Fever in the second half. So they outscored Caitlin Clark. And overall in the game, when you compare both teams, she was tied for fourth with Young. So one matchup that did catch my eye during this game was Aaliyah Boston and Asia Wilson. I mean, it was such a treat to see these two great forwards, battle with each other. It was a great physical battle. They're obviously battling for position on each side of the court. No, most of the game. There were times where other players were guarding Asia Wilson and vice versa, but the main battle that I was focused on was between those two. And in the first half, it appeared to me that Boston won in the first half. I mean, she had 18 points in the first half. She was 9 for 11 field goals, and she had 6 rebounds, which was better than Asia Wilson. She had 6 points. Now, she did get off 13 shots, so she was getting shots off, but she wasn't making them because she only made 2 of them. So she was 2 for 13, only 6 points and 4 rebounds in the first half. But Asia got it going in the second half, and she pretty much outscored Aaliyah 8-4 in the third quarter, and looks like she scored her about 10-4 in the fourth quarter. So overall, the point tally was Asia had 24, Aaliyah had 26, but Aaliyah Boston wasn't that as effective in the second half as she was in the first half. So she got a majority of those points in the first half. And Asia had 7 rebounds versus Boston's 10 rebounds. So Boston did have a double-double. Asia had a huge block on hole. It really got the crowd going like towards the end of the game. So that was really exciting to watch. And she forced one of those 8 turnovers committed by Caitlin Clark. So look, the summary of the game is the Fever were actually ahead in the first, second, and third quarter. By the end of the third quarter, the score was 61-58 Fever. But the Aces just straight up outplayed the Fever in the fourth quarter. The final score is 89-81 Aces, led by Chelsea Gray scoring. She got hot from the perimeter. Asia Wilson scoring. Their team defense. Like I said, Boston took a back seat in the second half. But Mitchell, she was trying to keep the Fever afloat. But it was just too much offense and too much defense by the Aces. So in the conclusion, it was a great game. I'm glad I finally saw Caitlin Clark live, and I'm looking forward to seeing her live again, hopefully sometime this year. I don't know where the schedule is like with the Sparks in my local LA area. So they're probably not going to have another game in Vegas unless there's like a playoff game. So if they somehow come up with like a 4-5 or 3-6 matchup, I'm looking forward to that, and I would definitely somehow, someway try to make that game. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the game. So hit up my YouTube channel. It's ML Sports Talk. Hit the subscribe button so you can see more commentary about what I observe in the sports world. Thank you.